see you again. It's Easter Sunday morning, and a good time, I thought, maybe to continue with the class we started a few weeks ago, my first attempt at a video. And I think where we left off last time, I invited you to have a nice stretch lying on your back or your front on the floor. And now if you're ready to come up to sit, finding a comfortable position to sit in. And then maybe taking your legs out and apart and lifting your arms to a comfortable distance. With an in-breath here, breathe out as you twist, taking one hand towards the opposite foot, and then in back to the front, and exhale as you go the other way. And you could make this movement as small or as large as you like. Inhaling each time you come to the front, exhaling each time you turn. If you're finding this is a bit strong on the inner thighs, bring the legs a little closer together. If you find that it's difficult holding your arms so high, bring them a little lower. Notice that you can do whatever you need to do to move away from discomfort towards comfort, to listen to your body. And then maybe once more each side. Breathing in as you come back to the front and out, lowering your arms, flexing your feet slightly, turn to face your right leg, or it might be your left leg, doesn't matter which, and tap down the leg to the foot if you can reach it, up across the abdomen and down the other leg. A couple of times, allowing your attention to travel down the leg towards the foot, back up to the abdomen and down the other leg. Once more each side. And coming back up to sit, bringing the legs a little closer, perhaps giving them a shake to relax. And bringing the soles of your feet flat on the floor and folding your body forward over your thighs, maybe folding the arms underneath the legs and roll your head forward. And then allow your heels to slide away and go down just as far as your body is still in contact with the thighs. Allow the head to roll forward and pause and notice your breath coming and going. Maybe noticing breath in the back of the body as you rest here. Maybe noticing breath in the front of the body. Maybe not even being aware of your breath, but don't worry about that. You are breathing. So resting, feeling free to come out of this position at any time if it's uncomfortable. And then sliding the hands out, straightening the legs a little bit and pushing through your heels. And bringing your arms by your sides and taking your focus to the very base of the spine. And then as you slowly start to lift your arms, allow your awareness to rise to the area of the sacrum, to the area of the waist, to the area of the chest, to the area of the throat, to the area of the eyebrow center. And bringing the arms up, turning your palms, become aware of the crown of your head, and then taking your hands gently down past the eyebrow center, past the throat center, past what we call the heart center in the center of the chest, center at the area of the navel, at the sacrum, and the hands back to the floor. Now having the hands facing palm up, breathing in as you lift your hands towards your chest, breathing out as you push away with the palms and fold forward just as far as is comfortable, allowing your face to look down at the legs as you slowly come back. Find your own rhythm in this movement. Perhaps breathing in as you draw back in and lift the hands, perhaps breathing out as you push forward. To your own time, to your own breathing, within your own comfort zone. Notice that you can make this movement as small or as large as you wish. And then, if you like, when you next come forward, you could pause, resting the backs of the hands somewhere on either side of the legs, rolling the head forward, dropping the elbows towards the floor. If you prefer to continue with the flowing movement, please do that. Noticing breath moving in your body. And then slowly coming back up, letting the arms come back by your sides. And again, slowly raising the arms as you raise your awareness from the base of your spine, up through the lower back and the waist, through the chest, the throat, the eyebrow center, right up to the crown of the head, and then bringing the hands all the way down, past the crown, the eyebrow center, the throat, the heart center, the navel center, the sacral center, at the base. And then bending your right leg and placing the sole of the foot against your thigh. And then take your left hand and place it over on the right knee, or if it doesn't comfortably reach there, perhaps on the thigh, up near the hip could be a place. And breathing in, grow a little taller, and breathing out, slowly twist, placing your right hand on the floor behind, and maybe turning your head to look over your shoulder towards the wall behind you. And pause there for a couple of breaths. Then allow yourself to turn back just as far as you're facing the bent knee. And leave that knee where it is. Tuck the other leg behind you. And allow yourself to fold forward over that knee and rest. It might be supporting your chin in your hands. It might be forehead on the hands on the floor. Whatever works best for you. Pause and rest. And then placing the palms on the hands, walk your hands back towards you, push yourself up, and bring both legs in front. Again, give them a shake. And we'll do the same with the other leg. So pushing slightly through the heel of the extended leg. Taking the opposite hand to the bent knee, over to the knee, or to the hip, or to the thigh. Inhale and grow tall. Exhale and twist, placing the palm of the other hand on the floor behind, turning your head to look over your shoulder towards the wall behind you. Breath moving in the body. And then turning back just as far as the bent knee and tucking the other leg behind and folding forward as you did before, either resting on the elbows, could be resting the chin in the hands, could be one hand on top of the other with the fist, top fist supporting the forehead. Could be forehead on the hands on the floor. Pause and rest. And gently make your way up to sit. Again, stretching both legs in front, having a shake. And perhaps bringing the soles of the feet together. And the elbows towards your calves, and gently rocking from one side to the other. No forcing, no straining, simply rocking your body from side to side. And then if you like, start making those movements a little more circular. So as you go towards one knee, back towards that side to the other knee, and forward. And then in your own time, we'll change direction, so making the circle in the opposite direction. Again, give your legs a stretch and a shake. And perhaps take your hands behind you to the floor behind, fingers pointing away from you, heels of the hands pointing towards you. And with an in-breath, lift and lengthen through the body. And with an out-breath, if your head's comfortable, roll the head back. If you know that your neck would like that, then keep the head facing forward. So you could be resting in this way, with the body arched slightly backwards, and maybe the head back, or maybe the head resting comfortably. And then taking your body down onto your elbows, bend your knees, bringing your feet flat on the floor, and let yourself come to lie on your mat. So, lying on your mat, with the knees bent, and breathing in, lifting your arms above your head, and maybe all the way to the floor behind, or just as far as is comfortable for your shoulders. With an out breath, lowering the arms. So coordinating movement with breath. An in breath as you lift your arms, and an out breath as you lower. Maybe one more this way. And then leave your arms by your sides. Bring your feet a little closer. And on in-breath, slowly start to roll the spine off the floor. One vertebra at a time, rolling up and down. So perhaps a sense of each vertebra leaving the floor one by one as you roll up the spine. Noticing the vertebra connect with the floor one by one as you roll down the spine. Again, you could, if you like, coordinate breath with the movement, breathing in as you roll up, breathing out as you roll down, and once more. And then cross one ankle over in front of the other knee and lift your foot from the floor. Place one hand through the gap between the legs, the other hand round the outside, and clasp your hands underneath your thigh. And pause here. And notice what you notice. Notice what you notice in your legs. Notice breath moving. Notice that you're in control of the intensity of this. You could pull the leg a little closer, or you could take it a little further away. Listen to your body, find out what it needs right now. And then as you're ready, we'll do that on the other side. So lifting your ankle across in front of your knee. Lift the foot from the floor, slide one hand in between the gap between the legs, take the other hand around the outside, and again, adjust your position to suit how your body is feeling this morning. Take a pause here to notice your breath moving, to notice how you can change the way your body feels by movement, using your body's wisdom to inform you. And then in your own time, bringing the legs back. Taking the legs a bit further apart, so perhaps the feet are right on the outsides of the mat. And with the arms out to the sides, let the knees drop towards one side, back to the center, and towards the other side. Again, you could coordinate movement with breath by breathing out as the knees drop to one side, In as you come to center, out as they come to the other side. A couple of times each side. And if you like, turning your head in the opposite direction to the knees. So, for instance, the knees coming to your right, turn your head to your left. If your knees are dropping to the left, turn the head to the right. As you move from side to side. Bringing the legs back to center and the feet closer. Rolling your knees towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, pull the knees down close to the chest. Pause here and breathe in again. And then as you breathe out, lift your chin towards your knees. Pause and roll. Release the hands. Allow your body to roll to one side or other. And slowly make your way up to sit. And taking a step out to the right with your right foot. Have the heel of your right foot in alignment with the arch of your left foot. So the left foot's facing the front of the mat, the right foot's facing the top of the mat. Taking your hands, place the palms on the ribs with the fingers pointing down towards the floor. And we'll do a gentle triangle pose first. And if you found that that's enough, then feel free to repeat that when we do a slightly stronger one. So with the hands in this position, breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend the right knee until it's sitting just above the ankle. Slide your right hand down to your knee. Roll the left shoulder back. Tuck your chin towards the left shoulder and look towards the ceiling. Noticing the outside of the left side of your body. Breath moving. And then as you're ready, coming up. Right foot faces the front, left foot to the left. So inhale here. And as you exhale, we do the same thing. So bending the left knee, slide your left hand down, roll your right shoulder slightly back and turn your head to look towards the ceiling. Perhaps notice a lengthening on the right side of the body. Breathe in and out. And as you're ready, come back up to stand, both feet facing the front, and release your arms. So, in the next movement, you could choose to do exactly the same arm movements if you know that you have shoulder problems. Or if you know that it's uncomfortable for you to have the legs straight and bent to the side, you could use the bent knee on either side. So lots of choices here. Again, the right foot to the right. This time lifting the arms. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, extend your body towards the right. Extend your arm, extend your head. Take your right hand down to wherever it comfortably reaches on your leg, and take the left arm towards the ceiling. Again, turning your head to look in and up towards the thumb of the top hand. Breath moving. Now imagine that someone has reached down to take hold of your top hand and give you a hand up. So as though someone was pulling gently on the top hand, slowly coming up, lifting both arms to the sides again, and gently lowering your arms. And then we do the same on the other side. So on an inhalation, lifting the arms. On an exhalation, extending the whole body towards the left. And then allow your left hand to come down, rest wherever it's comfortable. Right hand to come up. Take a look down at the bottom foot. Take a look up at the top hand. Have a look down at the bottom foot, the back foot, and then look again to the front foot. And notice this is the space occupied by my body. breath moving. And again, like the frond of a young fern unfurling, slowly come up. And let your arms come down by your sides. And bringing your hands to your waist, bend forward. Knees could be slightly bent, taking your head down towards the floor. Legs straight or knees bent, whatever works best for you. And then let your arms drop down towards the floor. And do whatever movements your body needs to do here to feel comfortable. So it could be bending one knee and then the other. It could be turning your head from side to side or nodding your head back and forth. Taking a moment to lengthen the lower back a little after that side twist. And then bending your knees, walk your feet back towards each other, heel toe the feet towards each other, and when they're a short distance apart, keep your knees bent. Use your abdominal muscles to slowly uncurl up, bringing your shoulders up and back and down. And perhaps one more standing pose. This time, maybe the one that we call a tree. So this is a balancing pose, and again it's your choice whether you're going to rest the heel of your foot against the other leg with the ball of the foot on the ground, or, if you're comfortable, to lift the leg a little higher. So the foot could be wherever you choose to place it. And there's not a lot of weight put on the foot, so don't push it into the other leg. So starting with the wrist cross. So I have my right wrist over my left, and that's to remind me that I'm going to lift my right leg. So as we're ready, lifting the arms, simultaneously lifting the leg, bringing the palms together above the head and placing the foot. It could be, I'll do it with my toes resting on the floor. You could do that, or you could rest the leg higher. So fix your gaze on something that's not moving. That always helps to steady us in a balance. And then, as you're ready, bringing the hands down to the level of the chest. With an in-breath here, out-breath, turn the fat fingers so they're pointing outwards. Breathe in again, and as you breathe out, take the arms out in front. Now open your arms out in a gesture of giving as you lift the right leg. Place the foot on the floor. Bring the arms back by your sides and cross your left wrist over your right. We'll do the same again. So as you're ready, lifting the arms, lifting the leg wherever you will. Pause and breathe. Fix your gaze on something steady, something that's not moving. Gently lower the hands to the level of the chest. Turn the hands and then extend your arms out in front. And then as you open your arms wide, lift the leg. And as you lower your arms, lower your leg. And take a moment here, eyes open or closed, and notice how you're feeling. And now we'll come down to sit. So coming to sit in any position that's comfortable for you. And if sitting on the floor is not a comfortable position for you, feel free to sit on a chair. So we're going to take a few moments here to notice our breath. So as you're ready, eyes open or closed, simply notice that you're breathing. Notice where in your body you could feel your breath moving. Some places you might be able to notice breath moving in the abdomen. Might feel some movement in the abdomen with the diaphragm moving with the breath. Maybe you'll notice breath moving in the rib cage area. That's a possibility. Or it could be in the chest. You could notice breath in the back of the body. You might notice breath at the throat or in the nostrils or even at the tip of the nose. Just taking a few moments to notice your breath moving in your body. And slowly start to add a little to your in-breath. So when you next breathe in, make the breath a little bit longer. And when you breathe out, make the out-breath a little bit longer. Without forcing or straining, simply lengthening the in-breath and lengthening the out-breath within your own comfort zone. And we'll do a stillness meditation. So this is going to be a process to take you to a point of stillness. Don't worry if you don't get there this time, but you may well when you practice it next time. So what we're going to do is breathe in and out as we have been, within your own comfortability, and start to notice the natural pause that occurs at the end of the in-breath. That is when you've breathed in, but you haven't yet started to breathe out. And then breathing out. And noticing the natural pause that occurs at the end of the out-breath, when you've finished breathing out, but you haven't yet started to breathe in. So perhaps we'll start with that. So as you're ready, eyes open or closed, noticing your in-breath. Perhaps noticing a slight pause that occurs at the end of the in-breath. Noticing the out-breath. And maybe noticing a slight pause that occurs at the end of the out-breath. And we'll continue with that for a few more breaths. When you finish your next out breath, slightly extend the pause at the end of the out breath, just a fraction. And then breathe in. Notice the pause at the end of the in breath and breathe out. And again, notice the pause at the end of the out breath. So continue with the breathing process, pausing for a second or so more at the end of the out breath. And as you do so, noticing the stillness that exists in the pause at the end of the out breath. There's a stillness there when we've breathed out, but we haven't yet started to breathe in again. In French, they call this le petit mot, the little death. As we finish our life, we finish it with an out breath. And when we pause just a fraction longer, the mind becomes still because it doesn't know is this the last one or not. So find the stillness encapsulated in the pause at the end of the out breath. And then try to take that stillness with you through your next in-breath, pause, and out-breath. Don't worry if you lose the stillness along the way. You can always pick it up again in the pause at the end of your next out-breath. If at any time the stillness seems to take over, leave the breath and rest in stillness. The breath will continue to come and go, but your focus will be on the stillness. And then keeping your eyes closed if they're closed, or having your eyes open if they're open. Make your way down to lying comfortably on your mat. So perhaps lying on your back, perhaps lying in front, whatever's most comfortable for you. So if lying on your back in the traditional yoga relaxation position, the legs are slightly apart, the knees and feet rolled outwards, your arms are slightly away from your body, hands palms upwards. Eyes are open or closed, that's always your choice. So take a moment to adjust your position and to notice the meeting places between your body and the surface beneath you. Noticing the meeting places between the back of your head and the floor, the shoulders and the floor, the hips and the floor, calves on the floor, the heels on the floor. Notice all those places in the back of the body that are not touching the floor. So noticing the back of the neck and the space between the shoulder blades, the lower back, and the spaces behind the knees. So if you happen to be lying on the front again, notice the meeting places and then notice those parts of the body that are not touching the floor. And allow yourself to be comfortable and to rest, feeling free to adjust your position at any time during this relaxation. So the following movements I'm going to mention will be appropriate if you're lying on your back. Feel free to adapt these movements if you're lying on your front. So taking your focus down to your right foot, grip with the toes of your right foot, as if you're picking up the seashell from the seashore, and then drop the shell, release the toes, and then pull your toes back towards your head. Hold, and let them go. Tightening the calf muscles, and let them go. Tightening the thigh muscle, and let them go. Then tighten the whole of the right leg and let it go. Moving to the left leg, grip the toes, let them go. Pull the toes back towards your head and let them go. Point the toes of your left foot to lengthen the front of your leg. Let that go and flex the foot to lengthen the back of the leg. Then tighten all the muscles in the left leg and let that go. Tightening the buttock muscles and softening them. Drawing the shoulder blades towards each other and letting them go. Pushing the abdomen up towards the ceiling and then pulling the abdomen down towards the floor. Puffing the chest up towards the ceiling and then letting the chest relax into the most comfortable position. Tightening the right hand into a fist. Fold the fist into the forearm, forearm into the upper arm. Hold and tighten the whole of the right arm and then let the whole arm go. Resting the back of the hand on the floor, palm facing upwards. Taking your attention to your left hand, tighten the hand into a fist. Fold the fist towards the forearm. Fold the forearm towards the upper arm. Hold, tighten, and tense, and release. Let the back of the left hand rest comfortably on the floor. Moving up now to the neck and head. So clenching your jaw, lower jaw and upper jaw. And let that go. Open your mouth wide. And let that go. Squeeze your eyes tight. And let that go. Wriggle your nose. And let it be still. Crinkle your forehead by lifting your eyebrows up towards your hairline. And let that go. Let your body be still. Feel free to adjust it in any way you need to. Allow yourself to settle. And to notice again, breath moving in your body. And when you next breathe in, take your attention down to your right foot. And imagine that you could draw in a sense of peace and calm with the in-breath from the right foot, up through the right leg, breathing out at the right hip. And then take your attention to your left foot, breathing in, drawing in a sense of peace, tranquility, up through the left foot and leg, all the way up to the left hip. Breathing out, allow the whole left leg to relax. The same way with the back of the body. So starting at the hips, breathing in peace and calm, up through the lower back, the mid-back, space between the shoulder blades. Breathing out at the base of the skull, the whole back of the body resting comfortably. And then the front of the body. So breathing in through the lower abdomen, the rib cage, the chest. Breathing out at the throat. Taking your focus now to your right hand, and as you breathe in, breathing into the right thumb, the fingers, the back of the hand, the palm, the wrist, forearm, elbow and upper arm, the right shoulder, the right collarbone. Breathe out at the throat. And then take your focus to your left hand. Left thumb, fingers, the back of the hand, the palm of the hand, the wrist and forearm, elbow and upper arm, the left shoulder, collarbone, breathing out at the throat center. And finally, drawing peace and calm in at the throat, up through your neck, through the lower jaw and mouth, the upper jaw and cheeks, the nose and eyes, the forehead, the brain, the skull, the scalp. Breathing out at the crown of the head. The whole body resting peacefully. And as you rest, as the body becomes still, take your focus to a place in the center of the chest. In yoga, we call this the heart center. It is not the physical heart, it's the location of the thymus gland we have in our body when we're very young. And we're taking our focus to the center of the chest and imagining a cave there. And imagine that we can enter that cave. And inside that cave there is a steady candle light burning. A steady flame, like the flame of a candle. And as you become aware of the light, of the warmth, with each in-breath, imagine that that light expands a little. And with each out-breath, that it starts to spread throughout your body. So focusing on the light at the center of the chest. The light expanding with the in-breath, and with the out-breath expanding through the whole upper and lower part of your body. Continuing with this process so that the light continues to expand, not just through the torso, but out through the shoulders, down through the arms into the hands and fingers, down through the legs into the ankles and feet, and finally up through the neck, up through the head, right up to the crown of the head. A sense of the body resting in stillness, resting in healing light. A light that can heal every cell in your being, bring it into perfect health. Rest here in stillness. Now bring your attention to just above the crown of your head and visualize an even brighter light there, a light like the sun. A ball of light that has warmth and energy. And allow that light and warmth and energy to travel in through the crown of your head, bringing all of your brain cells into perfect health. Allow it to bring balance and steadiness into your body as it travels down through your face, through your sense organs, through the eyes and ears, the nose and mouth, traveling down through your face and down through your neck, allowing that warmth to travel down the spinal column, that light to travel down and out through the spinal nerves to all the organs in your body, bringing them into perfect balance and health. Allow that light to flow down the whole back of the body, to flow down, spread out through the shoulders and down into your arms and hands and fingers, to flow down the whole front of your body. And finally allow that light and warmth and energy to flow down into your legs and ankles and feet and toes, gently and sweetly awakening you. And allow that light to start to bring some movement into the body, maybe wriggling fingers, maybe wriggling toes, maybe having a bit of a stretch, perhaps rolling from side to side, maybe bringing your knees up to your chest and rocking from side to side with the knees. Do whatever your body would like to do. Take your time. Take your time to gradually awaken and stretch. Have a really good stretch. Feel free to stay lying down if that's where you'd like to be, or to come up to sit. So we've finished this second half of the first half class, and I hope to be able to do one whole full class so that you wouldn't have to change videos. I haven't worked out quite how to do that one yet. So sending you all my love, sending you wishes for good health. Please be well and stay well, and